I am surrounded by fans of Mr. Frank Beddor, and with good reason. He's done it all. World champion skier, actor, stuntman, actually produced the hit film There's Something About Mary. Now, New York Times best-selling author of a trilogy, The Looking Glass Wars. He's here to talk about the final book in this series, Arch Enemy. Frank, great to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chris.
This is a big deal. It is developing a culture. Could have you ever imagined?
Well, I couldn't have, and it all started with a trip to London. I had a half hour to kill, and I went to the British Museum, and it changed my life.
How so?
Well, because I came across this exhibit of ancient cards. There was all kinds of playing cards, but what caught my attention was the only incomplete deck of cards, and they had hand-painted images that kind of reminded me of Lewis Carroll's fairy tale, except they were much different. That fascination of mine led to an antiquities dealer who claimed he had the remaining cards to the incomplete deck, and they told a far different story than Lewis Carroll would have us believe.
So you're saying it was a deck of cards that was incomplete?
And they're in this box.
Oh!
How did you know?
So if we open the box,
well, before you open this box, I have to give you a word of warning.
Please.
This is not a fairy tale.
Ooh.
So this box is 150 years old.
Wow.
You can see this map, and it tells the story, the true story of Alice from Wonderland. Princess Alice Hart was enjoying her 7th birthday when suddenly there was a violent coup led by her evil Aunt Red. Her bodyguard, Hatter Madigan, whisked her away to safety through the Pool of Tears. It's the portal that connects our world to Wonderland, when tragically they were separated, and Alice shoots out of a puddle, and she ends up in Oxford, and she meets the famous writer Lewis Carroll, who wants to write a book about her story. But the guy gets it all wrong. I discovered the true story.
I'm in rapt attention. Are you in rapt attention right now? Is that why you're so quiet? Or is it because I warned you not to talk during the interview? Which is it? So it's very interesting because it looks like Alice in Wonderland, but you're saying this is the true story and you adapt it throughout the course of the books.
That's true, and it was based on these stories. These cards inspired the entire series, and so I've written a trilogy of prose and a trilogy of graphic novels. The graphic novels follow the story from Hatter Madigan, the bodyguard, who was lost in Paris, and he goes on an epic quest to reunite with Alice. Well, Alice is in England, growing up until he finds her, brings her back, and returns her to Wonderland.
It's also a great central concept about the surrender of imagination and how important it is in the world. Now, you're also trying to reach out to kids. There's interactivity. You created a trailer, really, for them to kind of, let them understand what's going on.
Well, what happens is I go to schools and I stand in front of 500 kids, and, you're on television, so it's not a big deal. For me, standing in front of 500 kids, petrifying, okay? So I want to entertain them. So the first thing that I do is I show this special effects trailer, to get them interested and kind of build their interest and excitement.
And one of the fans, sitting right here, young man, say your name?
Charlie.
Thank you very much, that's enough. He goes online YouTube, does a claymation thing, you see it, and you wound up doing a little collaboration.
Well, it was really interesting because I went to his school, and as a school project, they said do a trailer, and he did this amazing trailer, and so I hired him to do a trailer for my new graphic novel, and it's all in claymation, and it's going to premiere on my website a week from today. So he did storyboards, he sent our correspondence to his English teacher. It was pretty amazing.
Well, all of it is, though, because it's very interesting to watch a book become part of culture. So now you're in the movie business many different ways. So you sold the rights. We're going to see a little of this on the big screen?
Well, I am working with the producer of The Dark Knight, Chuck Roven, and so we're putting it together, and it's pretty exciting to think about it as a movie. It's a really visual, world. So, we'll see. I'm just trying to get my neighbor Angelina Jolie to play her imperial viciousness. Yes.
Well, it helps that you're a neighbor. I wish you the best of luck with that. If you want me to make a phone call, I will.
Yes, I would.
Mr. Beddor, thank you very much. Thanks to all of you. I know we're all very excited about Arch Enemy, so if you want to read an excerpt, go to abcnews.com. You can see it right there. We'll be back. Thank you very much. I'm glad I didn't touch these.